Get to the exit gate as fast as possible by solving all the challenges that come your way. Your time will start as soon as you start moving.
This game sounds like fun. Let me give it a shot.
At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe sedimentation, decantation, filtration, and evaporation. You will also be able to describe a situation where more than one method of separation is to be used to separate substances.
And start.
Find the key to this door. Click on Enter for more. Separate the dust and dirt from the grains to get access to a key to this door. Ask the genie for help.
Hello. So you need help separating the dirt and dust from the grains in this bowl. For this, we have to use methods called sedimentation and decantation. Let me demonstrate. When water is added to the grains, the dust and dirt mixed with the grains dissolves in the water, making it muddy. Thus, the dirt and grains are separated. The grains settle at the bottom because they are heavier than the water mixed with the dirt. This process of the settling of heavier substance is called sedimentation. Now, the muddy water can be separated from the grains by simply tilting and pouring out the water. This process is called decantation. To get the key to the door to move on, select the right process for separation of the substances.
I know sedimentation and decantation.
That's right. You have your key.
Yes. Got through the first problem. Let's see what's next.
Separate the oil and water in this beaker by selecting the right method.
Water is heavier than oil, so it should settle at the bottom if I leave it alone for some time. It's settling at the bottom and the oil is at the top. Now the oil can simply be poured out of the beaker. This means the process to separate water and oil is sedimentation and decantation. Yes, level cleared.
Solve a challenge to break this wall. Click on Enter for more. Clean this water by separating the mud from it. Ask Genie for help.
That water is really dirty. You're going to need the right method to clean it up. This water can be completely cleaned using a filter paper. While water passes through the fine pores of the filter, dirt will sift out, leaving the water clean. This process of using a filter to separate substances is called filtration. This will work as long as the holes or pores of the filter are small enough to keep the larger substance and let the smaller substance pass through. Now that this water is clean, you're ready to pass through the stone wall.
Yes!
Separate salt from this water and put it in this bowl to move on. Click on Enter for more.
So, you have some salty water, but what you need is just the salt. That's easy. You can simply use the process of evaporation. We need to boil this water so that its temperature rises and it converts into steam. See the steam coming out of the saucepan? This is the water that has changed into steam. This process is called evaporation wait a little bit and see what happens. Look, you can see the steam turning back into water when it comes into contact with this cold metal lid. This process is called condensation.
We simply evaporated the water, which made it disappear, leaving only the salt.
Here's the salt.
Yes, another level cleared.
This is the final level of the game. Solve each of the challenges to complete the game.
Aha! This problem is a little more complicated. It is a mixture of sand and salt, which are both too fine to separate by hand, or by sieving, or even by filtration alone. To solve this problem, you will have to use a combination of methods. Let me try. The first method we'll use is sedimentation and decantation. Let's put this mixture in water and wait for the sand to settle. Then, we will decant the salty water, which will separate the sand from the mixture. Now, we have to separate the salt from the water. You might remember that the process of evaporation can be used for this. Let's heat this water. We can collect some of the water that is turning into steam using condensation by placing this cold metal lid on it. Look, the water has been boiled away, leaving the salt behind. So we have successfully separated the sand, salt, and water using a combination of sedimentation, decantation, evaporation, and condensation.
Dissolve all the salt in the water in the beaker.
This seems like an easy task. Let's just start mixing the salt in the water. Looks like the first few spoons of salt dissolved. But this last spoon that I have added is not dissolving in the water. Looks like the water is saturated with salt. This means that no more salt can be dissolved in the water. This is a problem. But there is a solution to this. Let me show you. Look, all the salt has dissolved in the water because we have heated it. However, if this water cools down again, the salt will start to settle at the bottom again. Challenge solved.
Find out which substance saturates water first.
For this challenge, we simply have to keep adding a teaspoon each of salt and sugar to the two beakers and see which one stops dissolving first. Looks like both salt and sugar are dissolving in the water right now. Oh, the sugar has stopped dissolving in the water. So sugar saturates water before salt. The same amount of water will allow more salt to be dissolved in it than sugar.
Congratulations! You have successfully completed the chemistry separation game.
As you can see, there are many different ways to separate substances. Some that we used in this game were sedimentation, decantation, filtration, evaporation, and condensation. Sometimes you have to use a combination of methods to separate substances as well.